I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into a profound book. It is called Finding the Way Through Water. It's written by a terrific author. His name is Roland Price. This enlightening book uncovers the profound connections between water and Christian beliefs, exploring how water has played a pivotal role in the Bible and continues to shape our understanding of God's world today. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Roland, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for your invitation, Logan. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Great to have you on the show. Tell us what inspired you to explore the relationship between water and Christian beliefs.
Well, it's quite a long story, but I'm not going to give you the long version. I'll give you the short version. All my life, I've been fascinated by the weirdness of water. For example, although our bodies are made up of 70% water, we still need to consume water through drinking and through eating. This highlights the importance of water within the human body. Whether we talk about the complex physics of the circulation of blood or the chemistry of the many different chemicals that contribute to the health of the body, we still do not understand the role of water in initiating and sustaining human consciousness properly. I also began to wonder how water affects the whole of human existence, both positively and negatively. This was highlighted for me when I was in Holland, teaching postgraduate students from around the world who were studying water management. Well, the Netherlands is a good place for that. And they came from such countries as India, China, Nepal, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, and Colombia, all of whom have particular problems with their water. And the issues varied greatly. So it wasn't just a matter of one problem, but it was coming from all different directions. As I talked with the students, I came to realize that water is an important factor in religious belief, not just for Christianity, but for the other major world religions also. Except perhaps during the Big Bang of creation, we can assume that the physics and chemistry of water do not change over time, but the role that water plays in the spiritual realm does change. Yeah. So I wanted to write not only about the physics of water, but also the link to the role water plays in spiritual belief.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very, very profound. Certainly, water is a big part of our religion, particularly when you look at the rite of baptism. Water comes into play. Tell us how water's role in the Bible contributes to our understanding of creation.
Well, that's a major issue because we naturally limit such a discussion to Genesis, but in fact, Genesis in the Bible. But there are many other passages in the Bible, in the Old Testament and New Testament, that are relevant to this subject. The thing is that the Bible begins with water as the main component of, or motive or motion or whatever could be bringing things to creating things. And it's almost as though God has designed water to fulfill that role. And I think that is how it goes anyway. But the water that came with Noah's flood is a sideline of creation, of the Garden of Eden, as well as all the sun and the moon and the stars, etc.
Yeah. Water also, I was going to say, water also plays a part in the miracles of Jesus as well, turning water into wine and walking on water, right?
Yes. There are so many instances where Jesus seems to be dependent on having water as an illustration. So he challenges his disciples when they fall foul of the storm on the Sea of Galilee. He challenges them in accepting that he converted a whole lot of water into wine during a marriage feast. And they have to accept that Jesus himself, when he was on the cross and was speared by a Roman soldier, had he was dying, but out of his side came blood and water, the two main components, plus bread, of the communion service, celebrated by the Christian church everywhere.
Do you feel that the theme of water in the Bible connects to the modern environmental issues we see today?
Yes, I think there's so many different aspects of water in the Bible in the Old Testament that feed through to the way we approach the environmental issues. They lived in societies that didn't. They preserved their environment to keep themselves comfortable. But that is as far as I think they went. Well, unless there are some enlightened people who went further. But water comes so many times in the Old Testament. You read it of water in one verse, and a few verses later, it's still water again. I mean, the book of Job is a good example of that. And Job talks about various environmental issues with God, and God similarly talks to Job in a lot of terms to do with water. So it seems almost as though God is expecting Job to be full of understanding through the illustrations that he gives him of, say, the environment with water.
Absolutely. What message do you hope readers take from the book?
Well, I would hope that people will wonder at the weird properties of water, how beautiful and how powerful it is, and have a fresh insight into how important it is to religious faith. I also hope that people will gain a deeper understanding of the story of the Bible through the passages involving water. And this will lead them to consider God's love shown to them through creation, through all the actions of God, the works of God during human history, and will help them to have a fresh insight of how ubiquitous and how far-reaching water is in interacting with the physical world and in the spiritual world. The spiritual world is neglected by many people these days, and it's a sad thing that happens because they miss so much of what God is doing in this world.
Absolutely. Well, you've done great work on this book. It is called Finding the Way Through Water. It's written by Roland Price. It's an enlightening book that uncovers the profound connections between water and Christian beliefs. It is a must read. You'll find it spiritually renewing, and you will find it faith affirming. Roland, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for the invitation. I greatly enjoyed it.
I enjoyed speaking with you as well, sir. Thank you so much. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.